What's up, everyone? Thank you so much for tuning in for another episode of the unintentional. No, sorry, another episode of Catch Up Court TV. Thank you so much for joining us. We are here to catch up on the honor killing trial. It's a trial that's been dubbed as the honor killing trial. Is the state of Washington against Ali and Ali. And in all fairness, today was a lot more damning, in my opinion, from the for the defense. Sorry, the state has really gone in on what I thought would have been their strategy based on day one and based on the pre-trial motions to keep away the CPS being called for the being called for the child Fatima. We went through that on the day one recap. You can go watch that. I'm gonna leave the link in the description. But we went through that. They were not allowed to get in the CPS being called for all the previous instances of abuse by the parents, or in this case the father, and also they were not allowed to bring in the fact that she was arranged to be married in the country of Iraq. They were not allowed to bring that in. But I felt that today that the prosecution did a good job refocusing, and the testimonies from Isaiah's dad, who was who we are going to watch. His name is Victor Barnes. He was the second witness up. We are gonna go into that, but before all of that, I just want to say thank you, everyone that are here, that are watching this with me. I haven't done a live in such a long time, so excuse my nervousness. I will always say yeah. But also do not forget. I just want to highlight that if you want to learn more about honor killings and honor-based abuse, I have done an interview with a lecturer here that teaches it in universities. You can go watch that interview, and it's Dr. Mas Idris is here. So I will have it linked in the description so that you can go watch that and learn a bit more about the nuances when it comes to persecuting it and bringing evidence to kind of make the argument. I know over here that they're trying to bring in laws to kind of make it easier to bring in this evidence, because there are some parts of the law that bars certain evidence from coming in, to kind of build a story around it. But and those laws, as you can see, has impeded this trial, at least impeded the state from prosecuting this in its full force. So, but anyway, I just wanted to get that out of the way. Make sure you go and check out that interview after the stream. But Officer Beltran was the first witness up. It was a continuation of his testimony from day one, and he was basically testifying, continuing his testimony and he was identifying that. He was basically identifying the pictures that he took of Isaiah in the nurse's office, and that was the bulk of his testimony. He also says that Fatima had a really low tone voice, almost dry and raspy, so you can get the extent of the injuries that she suffered that day. That was the bulk of his testimony. The defense, in my opinion, didn't really have much wiggle room. They tried to argue that the pictures that was presented to the court was altered in some way because the lighting looked different. I believe they were saying that the lighting was a bit lighter on one video, and on one photo, and darker on another. But the prosecution just basically reaffirmed or responded with basically saying that when you print out different photos in different printers, it can lighten the photos, etc. So when you look at it, it was just a last-ditch attempt to try and make it seem like the injuries that Isaiah suffered that day was not that severe. I don't know how that helps with their argument in regards to the assault. It's not as if they really proved that Officer Beltran really went out of his way to basically say that to basically alter these images. But I want to go into the testimony of Victor Barnes, and it's basically his cross-examination, testimony, because he said that he knew of the relationship with let me try and find it the right time. He knew of the, why is this, sorry about this, 1 second, let me try and find the right time. For some reason it's is going backwards. Okay, there we go. I had to refresh. My bad. Anyway, what I was saying was he knew of the relationship. He testifies to knowing of the relationship between Isaiah and Fatima, and he also said that this relationship was not allowed by the parents. So when they found out that it wasn't allowed by the parents, he and his wife had basically tried to put an end to the relationship. And he also testified that that Zahraa Ali was to stay away, that he took out a protection order against Zahraa Ali to stay away from his son Isaiah. So the protection order came from him, and this was applied for on October 14th, and this was 4 days before the whole incident. So there was a lot that came out of it, but this part of the cross examination is key. Let's watch.
Once over the phone.
Hold on, let me go back.
And once in person when they came to our house.
Let me go back. Sorry, 1 second. Let me go back. Here we go.
Kids were friends and dating. You talked to Mr. Ali one time.
Once over the phone. And once in person when they came to our house.
Okay.
Hold on. So this testimony was to say that they had
Right.
communications with Mr. Ali, and they had communications with the family
And,
to establish this relationship. Shout
fair
out to
say
the
you're
trial
not friends
channel.
with them.
Very fair.
Okay.
By the way, I just want to say shout out to the trial channel for joining us. Thank you so much. She trial channel says, did they show any pics? No. So the court, they have an order not to show the pictures of the minors. So there was no pictures, there was no videos that was shown to the court. It was always they would say on the stream that they are not allowed, that it was by court order that they can't show these pictures. I know on the stream also, I will give updates in regards to what happened in court as well, like the events outside of the testimony as we go on. But let's continue with the cross examination.
And do you, well, it would be wrong for you to make parenting decisions for them, wouldn't it?
Yes.
So that was the bulk of the cross examination, because all he said was that they had gone to that they had spoken to them on the 16th or the 17th in regards to the relationship between the two, which is Isaiah and Fatima, and that was the bulk of the cross examination. Nothing really much happened outside of the parents establishing that they knew each other, and also the fact that and also the fact that he was basically trying to say that the parents of Fatima, they have their own rules, and it would be bad, or they would discipline, like they were basically asking him questions like, if your son disobey your rules, you would discipline them, right? This and that. So they were trying to give this idea to the jury, I believe, that the father was doing all these things because he was disciplining the child for leaving home. We're gonna get into the reason why, because a lot of that comes from the cross examination of Fatima. But I'm gonna go into the redirect, where he gives testimony in regards to the protection order that he took out against Zahraa Ali. Let's watch.
You don't want to talk about your other child. Is that just because you're trying to increase the number of children in the court proceedings today? Involve their names, their information.
That's one reason.
Okay. And Mr. Kading asked you questions about your parenting style and punishment and consulting with your wife. Do you talk to your kids?
Yes.
Okay. Well, how would you describe your relationship with your kids?
Pretty strong, pretty good.
Do you have an open communications or something different?
Very open.
Okay. So when you went to get this order, was Isaiah aware of it, that you were going to get this protection order requested?
Yes.
Okay. Is that because you guys talked about it as a family?
Yes.
Okay. You said that.
I like the way that she was asking those questions, because again, we're gonna get to testimony of Fatima so that you can see the contrast. But this is a very, very good setup, because what she's trying to do is contrast both families and the dynamics in both families, and why Isaiah felt free to go and date Fatima, and why Fatima was in fear to even date Isaiah. It's giving a lot of setup for their trial strategy going forward, to try and prove that this was an attempted murder. That in reaction to, in my opinion, is their theory now is he was reacting to Fatima's relationship rather than discipline and all of that. That it was because Fatima did not that she was in a relationship that they didn't approve of. And this line of questioning kind of gives me an idea that that's the direction that they're going in.
They, you were aware at the time that Fatima was not supposed to date, and you were trying to keep the kids from dating. Tell me about that. What do you mean?
Well, at the beginning, they were just friends. And then I guess somewhere along the way, they began dating. Wasn't to my knowledge until they were a little while into dating. And I realized she wasn't allowed to have a boyfriend. And I tried to, say, hey, let's not further this more than what it needs to be. If that's their rules, that's their rules. Let's not involve ourselves in that. But, the kids, so it's hard to, love is a strong thing when you're a child. And when you don't know no better, you sort of don't know no better. So that's sort of where we were coming from as parents. But as time went on, things got very strange, and ensued the incident on September 16th or 17th.
And again, without going into those details.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So ensue that situation, then follow up a few weeks later. Policemen escort the parents to our home, looking for her when she wasn't there, then follow up. Our son's being hit at school. So, yeah, and she's getting choked.
Okay.
Yeah, so that summary of events, I don't know the exact timeline, because there wasn't an established timeline. He did testify on the redirect exam that there was an incident in the school or something around September. Maybe this is what he's referencing, that there was something around in September that happened. they couldn't get into it or anything like that, but that put Isaiah's life in danger or made him fear for his life. So therefore, they went for the protection order. So all of this, in my opinion, is setting up seeds or planting seeds in the jurors' heads that there was a strong disapproval in the relationship, and it wasn't as if they it wasn't as if that it wasn't as if that they were not trying to get out of the relationship or anything like that, but it was more of, let me start again, because the testimony that's going to come in from Fatima is going to explain a lot more in regards to what I'm trying to say. But what this is showing is that they were that when the father filed the protection order, he was just trying to end the relationship because it was against their rules. Their rules is the main reason why at least in setup, is the main reason why the father is retaliating. So that was the bulk of his testimony. Elijah was up next. Elijah was basically an eyewitness at the scene. He described what was going on at the scene, and the main thing that I took away from his testimony was the fact that was the fact that Fatima was flailing around when the whole incident happened, and that was basically it. That was the bulk of his testimony. There was nothing much that I could get. The next witness was Eric. He was another minor that was an eyewitness. Again, he was going through what was happening on the scene. I want to get to Fatima's testimony though, because that is where everything actually happened. So let me go to that testimony. Here. I like him too. Like, he actually seems like a really cool dad, in my opinion. I actually thought it seems to me that what happened with all of this is I don't know, because listening to his testimony, it wasn't really established how he found out that the parents were not happy with the relationship. It wasn't actually really clear, but it seems to me that when he found out, he's like, hey, let's not mess around. This story actually reminds me of a story that I covered on this channel. The guy goes by the name of Marcus Fakana. He's a black guy that was dating an Asian woman, well, a woman of the that is of the faith of Islam, and a similar situation occurred there, where the mother had basically sought charges from the UAE when they were on holiday, and they were detaining him there, even though he was a minor. They were basically trying to put him in prison for like 20 years or something like that. It was really strict. He's free now though, like he's allowed to go back to the UK, but I covered that story on the channel. You can go see, but this story reminds me a lot of that story. But anyway, I don't want to get sidetracked too much. Let me go into the testimony of Fatima Ali. This stream is not going to be that long. I'm aiming for an hour. It's really late over here, so I know that over there is probably dinner time at this point. So I thank you for taking the time out to watch this. Thank you, the trial channel, for joining. If you're watching this back on replay, make sure you hit that like button, please. It really help us out with the algorithm. Don't forget to subscribe, because we have more videos coming up. But yeah, let's go into Fatima's testimony.
Do Do you have an approximation of when it was?
And this is the and this part of the testimony is where she is testifying to feeling afraid of telling her parents that she was dating. Let me go. I think this is the point. Let's go.
I'm sorry, okay. When you were talking to Olivia the first time, when did you watch the video?
Oh no, wait. That's Eric. Okay, I think I got the wrong timestamp. Okay. No, that's not it. Okay. That's not it. Hold on. I think I got the wrong
Have
timestamp.
held and comforted you before? Do they normally put their arms around your neck?
No.
Hold up. Okay, this is it. Let me try here. Hold up. Nope, that's not it. That's not it. Sorry about this. Just try and find
do
the
you
right.
recall what time school lets out?
Ends at 2 o'clock.
And what happened when school let out?
10 days or so?
Okay, that's not it.
Different way. When were you scheduled to fly for Iraq?
Just try and.
It was fine at first. Next to
Okay.
the windows. And
What is your dad wearing?
black and gray,
Okay, and what about your mom?
pink and black.
And the record will reflect that the witness has identified Mr. Ali and Mrs. Ali.
And how long did you live in Arizona?
Okay, so
Oh,
Oh, I
my-
Okay. Or at the beginning of your senior year of high school?
at the beginning of my
When did you move to online schooling from?
okay,
When
this is it.
back up? Move to online schooling from? Apologies. Let me back up. When you were going to Timberline High School, was that in person?
yes.
When did you move from in person to online?
I believe in the beginning of October.
Was that your choice to move online?
No,
Whose choice was that?
my parents.
And how did you like online classes?
It was okay.
Okay.
So the context here is something was going on in school, and they moved to online schooling, and she was receiving the schools from home. What the prosecution is basically setting up here is that they were trying to control her life so that she can be closer to them. That was at least the impression that I was getting.
Dating or talking to Isaiah?
No,
And why not?
I was afraid.
That's a bit too early. Sorry, 1 second. There we go.
Were you friends prior to that?
Yes,
The relationship between you and Isaiah in September, October of 2024? Acquaintances, friends, or something else?
we were dating.
Were you friends prior to that?
Yes,
Did you tell your parents when you started dating or talking to Isaiah?
no,
And why not?
I was afraid.
Just like that this is what the jury needs to hear, in my opinion, for that theory to work, because there is why the father would actually react the way he did. And the fact that Isaiah is also injured in all of this, and with people, if you remember from the day one recap, they all said that the boy was the first one to be hit. So this testimony of her being afraid of the parents dating is enough to give the idea that this is why he went ahead to take that substantive step, or I forgot what the correct term, but to take that step to actually go ahead and try to murder the daughter.
Okay. Well, are you allowed to date?
No,
How old were you at the time?
17.
ultimately, do you know if your parents found out you were dating?
Yes.
Who found out first?
My mom.
Did she tell you that she knew?
Yes.
When you moved to online school, was there a reason given for why you were moving to online school to you?
To me.
Yes.
No.
When did you find out you were moving to online school?
When I met with the school, the principal,
And how did that meeting go?
it was fine at first.
Who met with the principal?
My mom and my sister.
Okay, so this testimony is key, and we're gonna revisit it on cross because there's a lot more story to it. But I do feel like the defense scored a bit of points in regards to handling the online school bit. We're gonna get to that, but the next part that I wanna get to is around this incident in September that happened that prompted Isaiah's dad, Victor Barnes, to basically also be afraid afraid for his son. So this is the trip. This is testimony around the trip that she took to Iraq.
And how did you find out that you were going back, you were scheduled to travel back to Iraq?
Can you repeat that for me?
Sure. How did you find out about the trip?
I found out by my mom first.
Okay, and when you say you found out by your mom, what does that mean?
I overheard her conversation.
Talking to who?
My aunt.
Okay. And did anyone else confirm that for you later? Provide more details?
Yes.
Who?
My sister, Henning.
Okay. And do you recall, in relation to the incident we're going to talk about in a little bit, when did you find out about the trip back to Iraq?
Can you repeat that for me, please?
Sure, no, that's okay. How long did you know you were traveling back to Iraq before the incident we're going to talk about? Days, weeks, months, hours, something different?
Like a week or so.
Okay. And when did you talk to your mom about that trip? Meaning, how long are we going for? What do I need to pack? Did you get any of that kind of information from your mom or your dad?
Yeah.
Okay, what kind of information did they give you about the trip?
To pack a lot of clothes.
Okay. How long were you going for?
More than at least 2 months.
Okay, so a couple of months.
Yes.
Did you have a round trip ticket or a one-way ticket?
One-way ticket.
And what?
That's pack a lot of clothes. It was a one-way ticket, and they were gonna go for a couple of months.
What, if anything, did they indicate about the online schooling that you were actively engaged in? Were you going to maintain your schooling?
Yes.
So their plan was to maintain that same schooling?
Yeah.
Do you know what the time difference is to Iraq from Washington?
About 10 hours.
And was everyone going on that trip, to your knowledge?
No.
Who was not going on that trip?
My dad and my sister Henning.
And who was going on the trip? Does that mean everyone else was going on the trip?
Yes.
You've previously described your prior experience going to Iraq and feeling unsafe. Is that correct?
Yes.
Did you have any concerns about returning back to Iraq?
Yes.
And based on your prior experiences in Iraq, did you have concerns about being safe upon your return?
Yes.
Did you have any concerns about your return to the United States afterwards?
Yes.
And what concern did you have about returning to the U.S. afterwards?
Not returning at all.
Did you explain to your parents that you didn't want to go back?
No.
And why not?
Because no matter what I say, it doesn't really change.
Okay. How would you describe your communication?
So already remember what I said in regards to Victor Barnes and the testimony around the communication styles between the child and him, and now we're seeing the contrast where she's not even telling the parents that she was dating. She's not even telling the parents that she doesn't want to go on this trip. All of those things is giving the idea that this person that's coming from a less restrictive household is not having that the discipline issues that the prosecution has obviously preempted the defense is going to make. That is just not matching. Even though that they're saying that you wouldn't tell another parent how to discipline their children, etc., you can already get the idea that in either of these houses, based on the children's behavior, that only one person would have the motive to, or the mindset to react in a violent way and justify her fears. That's what I'm getting from all of this. That's the idea, because that's the idea. Maybe I'm thinking too much into the testimony, but what I really feel in contrast to these testimonies is she was afraid of the parents for quite a long time, and when she did what she did, which is run away from home, it almost ended her life. So we're gonna go and hear that testimony of when she decided to run away.
Okay. And can you tell the jury, please, what that plan was?
To run away?
Okay. And how were you going to accomplish that?
I have no idea.
Okay. Well, on the morning of October 18th, 2024, tell me how that day started for you. What did you do that day?
I woke up at 4 in the morning.
And what did you do next?
I decided to pack up all my things and go out in the back door.
Okay. Did you take any money with you?
Yes,
Okay. How much did you take?
$100.
Okay. And whose money was that?
My mom's.
Okay. And you grabbed your things. You took $100 from your mom. You, what kinds of things? When you say you grabbed your things, what does that mean?
My clothes.
Okay. Anything else?
Hygiene stuff.
Okay.
There's
And where did you go?
To the bus stop.
there is a key part of the testimony that she's gonna say that is going to show why she would run away that early with all this stuff and go to the school. And this is enough to set up the dad, because there is already, you have to remember the order. There's already an order for the parents to not go to the school. So with that coming in early on in the trial, because of the mom violating that restraining order, that had to now come in, and it was shown that they were not allowed to go near Isaiah, near Fatima, and near the school. So with that restraining order, it has really changed the dynamics of this, because in my opinion, it gives the idea that the home environment was so chaotic that she had to leave and escape, and the father reacted the way he did because of the fact that he wanted to keep control of her, and that's why he tried to actually kill her, because she broke one of his rules. At least that's the idea of the theory I'm getting, but this is the testimony.
Where did you go from the bus stop?
To Walmart and Safeway.
Okay. So why did you go to Walmart and Safeway?
Because school didn't start.
And when you say school, which school?
Timberline High School.
Okay. Why were you waiting for school to start?
So I can go there.
So you could what?
I can go there.
Okay. You've talked about, Fatima, where you didn't feel safe. Where did you feel safe?
In the school.
and we already heard the testimony that that they were not allowed to go near the school. So to me, this is pretty damning, and there's still a lot of cross examination left. Like, they're not done for the day. They're not done with the defense is not done with their cross examination, so we don't know what's gonna come out. But so far, they haven't tried to go into why that order or the circumstances around that order and why it didn't influence the decision making at all with the parents going after her that day, etc. Because to me, it seems like this restraining order from the to the parents and the surrounding events, it seems to me that that's enough to show that there was an intent to kill, and there was a substantive step to actually take to actually attempt to murder. So let's go into the next part of the testimony where she is, and this is very key in regards to the strategy I told you about that the state is putting in, because she is now going to testify in regards to what her and Isaiah were doing at the bus stop and the dad's reactions.
Timberline High School sign. Is
Yes.
that correct? Where is the sign? If I'm looking at the bus stop, where is the sign? Is it to the left of the bus stop or to the right of the bus stop?
Behind.
Behind? Okay. And while you're standing there, your dad walks up. How does that conversation start?
With my name.
Okay. Is it initially calm? Is it initially not calm? Is it initially quiet, loud? What does the initial start of that conversation look like between the two of you?
Calm.
Calm. What about volume? Loud, soft, something else?
Soft.
Does that the tenor of that conversation change? Does the volume and interaction between the two of you change as that conversation progresses?
To me.
What's that?
To me, it was different.
Okay, and what do you mean by that?
I felt the energy and the intensity.
So it felt like it got more intense?
Yes.
Could you tell if other kids were noticing that this conversation was happening?
Yes.
Okay. And how old is your dad, if you know?
He's in his 40s.
Okay. Do you know how tall or heavy he is?
No.
Is he bigger than you?
Yes.
And when you were talking, did you talk back to your dad? Meaning during the course of the conversation, was he just talking at you and you were waiting for the bus? Or did you engage back with him and speak back with him?
I talked back.
Okay. And was that in English, Arabic, or something else?
Arabic.
And what were you telling him?
I didn't want to go back home.
And did he accept that?
No.
That right there is
And as this
that right there is, in my opinion, the the if you need a step to basically show why he would go all in to do what he did, which was extremely excessive. I mean, I understand disciplining, a slap on the wrist maybe, but choking, all of that. Let's hear the testimony. But the fact that she said no, that she didn't want to go back, is key.
Conversation is going, is your dad getting louder or quieter or something else?
He didn't get louder.
Okay.
He didn't get quieter either.
Okay. And what about his demeanor or mood? Was he happy and relaxed or something else?
He looked frustrated.
Sure. Was your dad aware that people were recording?
Yes,
And how do you know?
because he told me.
Okay.
He could have stepped away. That's an also
Was he
something.
smiling during the conversation with you?
A little bit.
Okay. And have you seen your dad smile before?
Yes.
Okay. You said earlier he didn't seem happy, but you've said he's smiling. How do those two things both exist?
Can you repeat that?
Yeah, I'll ask that a different way. So you said he's smiling. Was it a happy smile?
No.
And tell me what you mean by that.
He looked mad while he was smiling.
So he looked like he was mad, but he was smiling more as he got angry?
Yes.
Does your dad speak both Arabic and English?
Yes.
And as this conversation is continuing, where is Isaiah?
Beside me.
Is he doing or saying anything?
Just comforting me.
And what does that mean when you say comforting me?
He was patting my back.
Did you have any kind of updates about where the bus was? Like, meaning, did you know if the bus was coming? Could you see the bus? Or were you still no idea where the bus is at this point?
So if you have missed that part of the testimony, she had basically said that Isaiah was patting her back. Based on what she just testified, again, I think they did a marvelous job with the questioning. Like, it's quite precise, and from what I'm getting from that is the father saw and was, you can, like, the fact that he started smiling and then proceeded to attack based on her testimony, because she is going to give testimony in regards to the events that happened, what she saw, all of that, which we're not gonna go into on this stream. But if I'm a juror hearing that, and I'm hearing that, you know, that the boyfriend was patting her on the back, trying to calm her down, etc., to me, that is enough to basically get it into my head that he is reacting like this because he didn't approve of their relationship. You already heard testimony from I literally just forgot his name. Sorry, let me go back. Victor Barnes. That's it. You literally heard testimony from Victor Barnes, who is Isaiah's dad, who basically said that they knew that the relationship was not accepted by the family. So, and he tried to put an end to it. So these kids were obviously still trying to see each other, and the fact that the fact that the child Isaiah had his arm near her is enough to set him off. And to me, that's the reaction is very excessive. I would not see a realm in which the jury do not think that this is an attempted murder. Like, based on how this testimony is coming out, it seems like that. But there was something that the defense did in their cross-examination that I thought put a bit, I wouldn't say a massive dent, but they did score points in my opinion. When they went into why she was doing the online classes. I think this is it.
Do they normally put their arms around your neck?
That's not it. Let me try and find it right.
Okay. Or if you do, they did, you don't remember?
I don't remember.
Okay.
You were traveling with your mother,
Yes.
right?
I think this is it.
Your next answer was not just that, it was also to go to Iraq. Right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So read for me, to yourself, lines 5 through 21, please.
Hold on, let me try and find the right timestamp because I think I wrote down the wrong timestamp here.
In late September, early October, right?
This
Yes.
is it.
And you went to online school.
Yeah, this
Yes.
is it.
Before you went to online school, you went and had a meeting with the school district, right?
All right, so they're now getting into why she went to online schooling and why the parents had taken her out of that school.
Yes.
Sorry, why they had encouraged that she does online schooling at home with them.
One of the issues that you were having.
I forgot to say that the prosecution was trying to float the idea that it was because of the relationship with the boy that's why they were taken out. But I thought this was a really good cross-examination. Like this was a really good testimony to solicit. Let's watch.
Going to school is that you were not attending, correct?
Yes.
Question relevance. Overall.
And so you went to a meeting in the school district with your mom and your sister Haneen, right?
Yes.
Okay. And at that meeting, it was decided that online school might be better for you. Is that right?
Can you repeat that for me?
At the meeting with the school district, it was decided that online school might be better for you. One of the reasons is because you were not attending in person.
Yes.
Okay. And one of the reasons you weren't attending in person was because you didn't get your 504 plan that you were talking about, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you were decided to do online school so you could be at home and make sure that you did your work, right?
I didn't decide.
Okay, but that's what was the decision that was made between your mother and the school district.
Yes.
Okay. One of the other issues that you addressed at that meeting with the school district was that you were planning, your mother told them to travel to Iraq for an extended period of time. Is that right?
No.
Now, when I talked to you a couple months ago, you said that meeting, you discussed going to Iraq. Do you remember that?
With my mom?
And the school district?
No.
I don't know why they went around this testimony. Because what they're trying to trying to understand it at the time, I was like, why are you asking this question as if it was a school sanctioned trip to go to Iraq? That's what I had because the school, are they gonna go with their parents to Iraq to go and do it? She basically said no, that it was just literally the family, but I don't know why the defense was trying to go around that route. That didn't make sense to me. But I did think that their questioning in regards to why she was taken out of school can present the idea that they tried to discipline her in the right way because of the fact that she was seeing this boy and it was distracting her from her studies, because she testified on direct that the mother had found out that she was dating, and after she found out that she was dating, that's when the online schooling started. So the idea that that they were basically acting just because that all this could have happened because of the fact that she was in a relationship, this part of the questioning might put a dent in that. I don't think so because of I personally don't think so, but I think it's a good point to score, in my opinion, when you had testimony that basically just sent a train against you, where she basically explained that the only reason why she ran away from home is because they had a one-way vacation planned, and it was a one-way ticket, and she was trying to get back to the school where she felt safe because of a restraining order that was taken out against the parents in regards to everything to do with their home life and everything to do with Isaiah, that boy, because again the dad, Victor Barnes, was the dad of Isaiah. Victor Barnes was the one that took out the restraining order. So she's trying to get back to the school so that she can have a better sanctuary. And the parents, in this case, were not allowing her to do that. So even though this cross examination was good, I still feel like there was a lot that they have to address, and the bulk of Ihsan Ali's defense, because this is the first time as well that I have seen a 2-lawyer defense where you have cross examination from one lawyer and then you have cross examination from another lawyer. I've never seen something like that. So when I believe that this is Ihsan Ali's defense, and that was the bulk of the defense. So what they're doing right now is they're now putting on Zahraa Ali's defense cross examination, so to speak. So if that was the bulk of the testimony, which was just the decision to take out and do online schooling, if that's it, I think that's bad. But I don't know what's gonna come from redirect and then the recross, if any. So we shall see. But let's continue on with her testimony. She also testified that she didn't run away with anybody. That she didn't not run away with anybody. That she didn't tell anybody that she had run away from, that she's planning to run away or do anything like that. That was also another point that was brought out in cross. Like I said, they were just trying to contend, like we just read. Sorry, that like we just saw that the school that the Iraq trip was a school sanction, or it was allowed by a school to happen, or something like that. But knowing what I know in regards to there being an arranged marriage, and she didn't want to go to Iraq, and they were trying to get her to finish the online schooling in Iraq. To me, like, it's a real luxury that the defense do have, that they can't bring in that element of a forced marriage being that is really about to happen, really, because she doesn't want this to happen. She already has a boyfriend. The elements are there, and but I guess the judge believes that this is not that trial to bring that evidence in, that this is attempted murder, so they can do without that evidence. But I feel like it would have been really perfect, just based on the facts of the case alone.
Just to run away.
No, not at 4 a.m.
Okay, so you made the decision prior to that.
Yes.
Okay, so you'd been thinking about it.
Yes.
Okay, and you didn't discuss that with anyone?
Yes.
Didn't discuss it with Haneen,
I did not.
or your mother,
Yes.
or your father?
Yes.
Okay. So, you said earlier in your testimony that you found out you overheard your mother talking with your aunt about going to Iraq.
Yes.
When was that?
I don't know what day.
Okay. Was that before the online school or after the online school?
I'm not sure.
When you were going to Iraq, you were traveling with your mother
Yes.
and your sister Nora
Yes.
and your 2 younger brothers.
Yes.
Your father was staying at home to work,
Yes.
and Haneen was staying at home to work and go to school, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, when you left home at 4 o'clock in the morning on the 18th, did you plan to stay at home while your mom was gone?
Can you repeat that for me?
When you left home at 4 o'clock in the morning, did you expect to stay at home when your mom was gone?
I don't know.
Okay. You didn't have a plan at that point?
I did not.
Okay. Now, your dad was gone 14 hours a day at work, right?
Yes.
And Haneen was gone to school and to work, right?
Yes.
That would have left you home alone, right?
Yes.
And that's part of the reason you were scheduled to go to Iraq, right?
Yes.
Okay. Because your parents didn't want you home alone, did they?
Yes.
So, you also said earlier during your direct testimony that you felt safe at school,
Yes.
but you didn't go to school very often, did you?
Yes.
You skipped a lot of school.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, is going into that testimony of why she was even allowed in online school, and I think that they scored a lot of points with this, but they didn't deal with the assault that she had at that bus stop. They didn't deal with it. Like, he didn't go into this at all. But the course examination is still young, you know.
During
so
the course of the day on the 18th, when you were in touch with the school, did you ever think to call your parents and tell them where you were?
Can you repeat that for me?
When you were at school on the 18th, did you ever think to call your parents and tell them where you were?
No.
that still doesn't. Oh, that
Was
still
that
doesn't.
because you were concerned that they would be unhappy with you?
Yes.
Okay.
You said when your dad came to the school that he looked, well, you said you were talking with him in a calm manner at first, right?
Yes.
And that he got more upset when you were telling him that you weren't coming home, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you had made that decision not to go home without consulting with your parents at all, right?
Yeah.
And had you talked to Isaiah about that as well?
No.
Okay. But when you were at school, you were talking with your dad, Isaiah was standing right there.
Yes.
And he began pushing your dad at some point.
I don't recall.
Okay. You said that Isaiah was standing next to you, he was patting you, which was making your dad upset, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then Isaiah was putting himself between you, right?
No.
He was not putting himself between you?
Can you please repeat that for me?
Was Isaiah standing between you and your father
No.
at any point?
No. Not that I remember.
All she testified was Isaiah was trying to push him away. So, the idea that I'm getting is the dad likely tried to grab her. He pushed her away, and then that's when Isaiah got punched. None of this is a defense for what happened. I don't know how this is justified in any way. So at this point, the best defense is probably for him to take the stand. And you know me, I prefer for people in whatever case that they have to always take the stand in their trial to put on a defense. So I'm hoping that both these parents take the stand at one point, but based on her testimony on direct, which was it seems to me that they don't have any defense whatsoever for what the dad did that day, and they're just kind of repeating and giving the idea that she was really unsafe with this guy around, with this guy around, because it makes no sense why, like, you would. I get if someone goes at you and pushes you, you might want to strike back, but why would you then jump on her and put her in a chokehold? That to me doesn't make sense. But she also testified that she was at the hospital for 2 days, and the doctor recommended that she shouldn't eat for 2 days. That she shouldn't eat for the 2 days. So that's how much injury that she has suffered that day. So that's pretty much the testimony from this cross examination that I gathered there was cross examination for Zahraa Ali's defense, and it was just that she told the police that she did not that she basically told the police that her mom wasn't trying to hurt her. That was basically it was really short because she asked for a break in between all of this, so they had to take a 10-minute break and then come back to resume testimony. But I'm gonna be back tomorrow for day 3 recap. But nonetheless, everything that I saw today, in my opinion, the prosecution are putting on. I don't know how. That's the thing with second degree murder, at least second degree attempted murder. I don't know how strong this case is, but they have got key testimony in to show that she would have died if nobody had intervened, and they have shown that there was several chances for him to at least take a step back. Like that's why the testimony in regards to the kids having the cameras around and all of that, that's enough deterrent. Like, that will show that there was enough opportunity there for him to step back. He didn't. This was intent to this was intent to kill. And I'm sorry, disciplining a child is not a defense for trying to kill someone. That's not a defense for attempted murder. So that was basically the bulk of the testimony. That was basically what I gathered from the cross examination. Wasn't really the best cross, but they did score, in my opinion, they did score some points. And maybe you can argue that she pushed them to the brink by missing school so much, by seeing this boy and then having the school turn around and and all of those things. But knowing what I know in regards to what happened during the break, where they went through the whole CPS, like, let me actually, before I actually do go, let me go back to that and actually play that, because there was a part of the break. Let me try and find the right timestamp. Do I have it? Yeah. Let me try and find the right timestamp, because they did go through the history of the household away from the jury. Knowing what I know, it's like the jury don't know this, but I already know that the home environment was really bad.
Way in the first place. Fatima has made it very clear since the outset of this case that she did not feel safe. She did not feel safe going back to Iraq. She had safety concerns within her own home, and she has expressed that on a number of occasions. Certainly in front of the jury, we have not discussed the other safety complaints that she had made to the school prior to these events, associated with the other runaway events. We've not discussed the prior
Not the first time. Not the first time she ran away from home.
reports that had been made. We've not discussed, and I don't intend to ask Isaiah about what he witnessed as part of that process, but Fatima has consistently expressed her fears about safety. In terms of this specifically, the way it has been presented and the way I anticipate it being presented, as if Fatima had some sort of special information that her parents had no idea about, and essentially, and it's not the right term, but she was just being bratty and running away that morning to try and foil these families' vacation plans. That is not what that situation was. The state should be entitled to present that. There is nothing that is presented in 18 that indicates her parents were striking her over there. Fatima specifically is not going to make that statement. She is discussing the abusiveness of that household itself, and notably, she has said during the course of that visit, when she was struck, those complaints to her family, and nothing happened. That spoke further to her fear that she does not have a voice in that environment, and she did not feel safe. That was a consistent feeling of her role in that household. She expressed that consistently. That was part of her fear that morning in concerns as to the nature of her experience in Iraq and why she didn't want to go back, so that the jury has some context for that, instead of just saying, she woke up that morning and decided she wanted to go see a movie with Isaiah instead, or whatever, more trivial event that is proposed as, that somehow that's the reason she decided to not go that day. That's not the case. That's not fair to Fatima. That's not fair to the presentation of both parties. It is not unfairly and substantially more prejudicial to defense counsel with those statements. So I would ask the court to allow Fatima to express that.
Yeah, so the court didn't allow it, but oh damn, I didn't even see it. Oh, my bad. Oh, I didn't even share it. My bad. Oh gosh. Damn it. Damn it. Okay, let me go back to it. I do apologize. I've completely forgot that I didn't share it. Okay, let me go back to it.
Prior to this check, since the outset, Fatima was running away in the first place. We re-raised about how the school responded to those requests, and plainly why Fatima's questions during the course of questioning, as well as during defense interviews. I anticipate that those will be re-raised about how the school responded to those requests, and plainly why Fatima was running away in the first place. Fatima has made it very clear since the outset of this case that she did not feel safe. She did not feel safe going back to Iraq. She had safety concerns within her own home, and she has expressed that on a number of occasions. Certainly in front of the jury, we have not discussed the other safety complaints that she had made to the school prior to these events associated with the other runaway events. We've not discussed the prior CPS reports that had been made. We've not discussed their CPS reports that had been made. We've not discussed, and I don't intend to ask Isaiah about what he witnessed as part of that process, but Fatima has consistently expressed her fears about safety.
Okay, so that's basically what I wanted out of that. I do apologize for not sharing that earlier, but that was basically it. Like, there was reports of CPS, there was reports to CPS in regards to the home. The school were also being in contact in regards to it, and nothing was being done. So she was trying to get her to at least discuss the abuse that that was going back home. They didn't accept. The judge didn't accept it based on Rule 401B, which I get it, but in my opinion, I mean, I do get it. I do get it. It's a real minefield to actually try and navigate through. But yeah, that's literally all I wanted to share today. Let me just read some of these chats. The trial channel says, I don't know. I think some defendants shouldn't take the stand, like Karen Reed. I'm glad she didn't. I would have loved to hear her opinion, but it's just I mean, I do think the truth is on your side, regardless of what you say. Call me naive. I know. Everyone, call me naive, but you really, if cross-examination is faultless, if you have nothing, in my opinion, to really hide. Sometimes people get under your skin, but I do believe with the proper, not training, but if your team has, prepared you for whatever eventuality, I do think that you can go through cross examination and not really have much worries in regards to your credibility, etc. So I am always going to be a proponent of someone taking a stand. I wish OJ took the stand, to be honest, because and I'm watching that back so that I can do a video on it, but on the whole trial. But I really do wish that he took the stand, because at least we would have known why he moved from one place to another, what he was thinking, all of those things, but yeah, I would love to know what Karen had to say in regards to the statements that was being made about her, you know, things like what was going on with John in the relationship, all those things. Like, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that you guys don't have a right or shouldn't have a right to, you know, to not testify. I wish we have that over here. Over here in the UK, if you don't testify, you're pretty much done. The jury are not even instructed to, like, in fact, they can infer as much as you want if you choose not to testify. You don't have any protections over here in the UK. So, like I do, like, you know, but so I do like that the American system has that, but I just wish that people would testify. So Karen versus Hank would have been a shit. I wonder, like, I think she would have lost it. I really think she would have lost it, in my honest opinion. I think she could answer herself, but Hank, like, isn't like most prosecutors. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think he would have got under her skin no matter how prepared she is. But I still would have loved to hear what she had to say, what her vantage point to all that event is. Like, and I think if she did, like, I don't know much about this, but I think if she did decide to testify, maybe you could have found a way to get Michael Easter in to speak in regards to her cell movements, you know, all of those things. Because if she says, I was there for, you know, quite a long time waiting for John to come back out and things like that, would have been, who knows, that could have been a game changer. Like, it's like, no, like her saying, no, I didn't leave until X amount of time. I was trying to call John while I was there. Then I went home. Things like that, in my opinion, may have opened the door for Michael Easter to come in with his testing, to put on that defense properly. But that's just me. I don't know. But anyway, that's all I have to, like, I got sidetracked there a little bit talking about Karen Reed. But thank you so much for the chat trial channel. I'm gonna put this stream to an end. I will see you guys tomorrow for day 3 recap, same time. It's 1 o'clock over here in the UK, but it will be 8 p.m. Eastern time, and I believe 5 p.m. or 5:30 p.m. Or 6 o'clock Pacific time. So this is in the state of Washington, so I'm gonna have late nights until this trial is over. I'm so glad that the prosecutions basically said that they don't plan for the case to go that long, that they anticipate ending by the end of the month, like end of July. So it's not looking to go until August 17th as previously planned. So that's all good. But yeah, I've also forgot to update you and say that that there was a juror that was let go. I believe they didn't feel well, and the judge just brought in the alternate, and that's basically it. So there was a change of juror in this trial. Anyway, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Take good care of yourself. Have a great evening, all day, wherever you're at. I'll see you tomorrow for the next stream. Bye for now. Thank you for tuning in for another episode of the Ketchup Court podcast. Don't forget to like this video, share this video, and subscribe for more legal cases that we cover on this channel. We do nothing but cover legal cases and true crime on here. You can also check out our playlist that we have of all of our content. They're all available in the playlist option. Make sure you go check that out. So make sure that you hurry back and catch up with us. See you on the next one. Bye for now.